We're on time, on time.
Yeah, and I don't even have my. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Access Granted. Your boy, Mr. Antoine, is back in the joint, and I got my sister back.
Hello, everyone. But you can have some good people hold it down for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
She went on a 2-week hiatus. I was expecting her back last week. She hit me up Monday morning and was like,
"Yo, it was terrible. I felt bad. I felt so bad, but I was.
Hey, look. I totally understand. Because when I go away on vacation, I never want to come back on a day that it's time to leave.
Right.
So I totally 350,000% get it. And who am I to say no to hubby?
That's right.
Like you say, oh no, tell him you need to be here.
Right, exactly. Could be like, what? What?
Exactly. I definitely understood. So how was everything? Like, how was all of it?
It was good. Y'all, let me tell you something. When you are, and I'm going to say this because I am, when you get married older, you know, you have to do things almost like you're a teenager again, meeting family and all that kind of stuff. So we went away for his reunion, and it was, I will say this, we had a very good time. We went to Universal Studios. I got to meet so much of his family. But we are going back and staying a lot longer at Universal Studios because again, like we teenagers.
Hold up. Because I took your daughter to Universal Studios back in the day.
Yeah.
I think I was the biggest kid there, so I definitely.
So you understand where we're at, y'all.
I could have. What was the Scorpion movie that The Rock did back in the day? They had a ride based on that movie, greatest ride ever.
Well, I know they coming out with The Mummy, so that's like part of that series.
Yeah.
And that one was closed, but they said that it would open up, I think, like in the fall or something like that.
90% of that ride is underground.
Oh, good.
And right at the end of the ride, you literally look like you're about to fly into a fire pit, and then it takes you off like this, and the ride is over. And I think I left my heart in that fire pit for like 3 days.
I know that's right. Well, I will say this. I will tell anyone, and because we didn't take our young adults, they couldn't attend with us because they're responsible young adults. And so it was just the two of us. And this was the first time I actually did something and didn't take any pictures. It was just the two of us enjoying the time together. We laughed, we got on rides, we screamed together, it was so needed. It was so needed.
And you know what? Sometimes in this world of social media, we're so quick to just want to pick up the camera and document everything, and that's fine, Dandy. But sometimes it's okay.
Yeah.
I hope my wife is listening. Sometimes it's okay to just put that camera to the side and just go enjoy the moments. Because you never know what small moment you may miss.
Exactly.
And as I said, I hope my wife is listening.
She said no.
She's talking about no.
But you know what? You always have the one that is the camera person, which is me. And then you have the one that's not. And my husband, he wasn't. And he's such a hard worker. And And I was just like, I just wanted to kind of honor our time. And
Yeah.
I was the one, I
Yeah.
chose to put that camera down.
Yeah.
And he just, we had fun. I mean, giggled, laughed, people watched, ate food that we normally, wouldn't eat at home.
That's what vacations are for. That's what
Yeah,
vacations
it
are
was
for.
good. And then we went to this restaurant, y'all. If you go down to Orlando, Florida, it's called the Sugar Factory. I think they have one in DC. It's called the Sugar Factory.
Okay.
Off the chain. I mean, the drinks were like huge. And they have the dry ice at the bottom, so the smoke comes out of it. And then, I mean, the music good. It's kind of like the music, and it was upbeat, it was fun. You can definitely tell it's owned by a millennial because the music was so current and the things they did was very current. It just, it was very, very nice. And it's called the Sugar Factory. And like I said, I believe there's one in DC, like I think in DC here, but it was a lot of fun. The food, I had chicken and waffles. It was so delicious. And they gave you a whole entire chicken, like the thigh, the breast, the leg, and the wing on 4 pieces of waffle, It was good. It was good.
This is my brother right here. He said he went when they were in Orlando, and
yeah, it was good.
I know the way my brother eats, so I'm sure he threw down, and I know the way his wife eats, so I'm sure she threw down as well. We'll see if we can get our guests to treat us to Orlando, and
Hey.
She might have some money. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
But I'm glad you're back, sis.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Definitely. As I said, a great surprise to see you pop up in church yesterday.
Yeah, it was good. And you ready for this? The first person I saw was your wife.
Absolutely.
Yep, it was just so nice. And,
outside the garden.
Yep, she sure was beautifying that front.
As I'm sitting in church, looking around because I got there. I usually get there earlier than her. To get ready for praise and worship, and I'm looking around, and it's like 9:30, and I'm like, "Yo, where you at?" She wasn't there. So right before Pastor went up to preach, I grabbed my cell phone and I went in the back, and I was like, "Yo, where you at?" She was also in the garden. Only her. Only my wife.
She was, and it looked so nice. And she was working, and I think that's what, people want to do. They want to work in their element. Like, it's so easy for people to go to church and someone tell you should be doing this and you should be doing that. But you have to give your gift the way God has given it to you.
And that's exactly why she's doing that too.
Yeah.
That's exactly. And my brother said he had the chicken and waffles as well. So
yeah, see, it's right.
I know he probably ate the whole chicken. And shout out to Kendra. She's checking in, and she says, yes, it was amazing to see you yesterday as well. So
yay!
Appreciate you stopping through. Without further ado, gonna bring this lady up. We're gonna bring this young lady in a bit. Tercola, I've been trying to get you up here for a minute, right?
Yes.
I just wanted to acknowledge, but you seem to have so much going on in such a busy schedule that I understand that it's taken a while. So we just appreciate Tercola, Durham. I don't know where this motif thing comes from. We're gonna talk about that on the show.
Okay.
I want to welcome you to Access Granted and appreciate you some time to come and hang out with us. How's everything going?
Everything's going pretty good. Thank you so much for bringing me on.
You are like super busy. Like every time I see a Facebook post from you, you have like a million things going on. You're doing casting calls, you're auditioning people, you're doing such and such and such and such. How in the world are you making all of this stuff work in 24-hour days?
Prayers, God answering prayers pretty much, and a supportive husband. Yeah, a very, very supportive husband. And just the love and the passion I have to help other people. That's what's
Yeah.
driving me, trying to create opportunities for others, in the DMV area instead of
Hmm.
going to Atlanta, LA, New York.
Okay. Oh,
Just
now
we have so much talent here.
you
Right.
you starting something now because that's something that I always talk about because I see so many like hip hop artists and singers
Mhm.
from here, and it's always the Baltimore or the DMV scene isn't supporting. I'm
Right.
going
Yeah.
to Atlanta. I'm like, here we go. And there's no
Yeah.
disrespect to Atlanta, and there's no disrespect to anybody that chooses to go there. But
Right.
I want you to talk a little bit. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. I want you to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that because, like you said, we have so much
Hmm.
talent here. I've
Yes.
said on past shows that I will take 10 of my favorite rappers or 10 of my favorite singers from here,
Hmm.
take them in any city, and I guarantee you that we will hold our own.
Yeah, I agree.
I,
I
I
totally agree with you.
could literally talk 2 hours about just that subject.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so important for you to make sure that the DMV gets the recognition that it deserves?
And I guess for me is, and I guess I use my own examples. Every time as an actress, when I started acting a couple of years ago, I saw that, not to say that DC doesn't have good roles, but if you want to get the better roles and things of that nature,
Hey,
Atlanta, New York, you
hey,
know,
Hmm.
they just, California, of course, they all have like the better roles per
Right.
se. And then, most of the time, like with me, you have to fly yourself out there to get those roles.
Mm.
But I feel as though we have so much talent here, and so much content that we can build here in this area to give them an opportunity to get those good roles, to get those
Right.
good paying roles, and save money on transportation.
Right. Right.
You know, so you're kind of saving money, but just to be able to have an opportunity here where you live, like, we're no different from any other place. We have just as much talent here, but how can we get the next Idris Albas or the Viola Davises if we don't give them a start here?
right.
Right.
You
And the
know?
funny thing about it is Hollywood loves this area.
For
There's so
shows.
many
Yep.
and
Hmm.
shows that have been filmed here that have been
Hmm.
based out of here. Like they love it, but for some reason, the talent doesn't always, you know what I mean? The talent doesn't always get those opportunities when
Yes,
Hollywood comes here. I guess
because
is
That's because they glamorize those other places. If you really think about it, they don't glamorize Baltimore. Like if you say you're from Baltimore, it's not considered like a glamorous place to be. But if you
right.
say that, that you're from the ATL or, you're from Los Angeles or something
Hmm.
like that, it just sounds better. Oh, I'm in Hollywood, California because I'm trying to make a name for myself,
Right,
like
right.
that. So, um, you know, as you have you ever mentored anyone and had that kind of that discussion with them where they're like, no, I gotta leave because that's
Yeah.
the only way I'm gonna have my chance.
Yeah, that was a young person that I spoke to, and they just kept saying, I can't wait to make it to LA. I can't
Yeah.
wait, to LA. Oh, now Atlanta, because Atlanta has all of the, actors and the Tyler Perrys and
Mhm.
everything. And it kind of made me feel bad because we have a lot of great producers here
Yeah.
in this area, you know what I mean? And people who want to give an opportunity to others here,
Hmm.
you know, to the point of like, stay here, help
Right.
build here versus you going there. But and that just made me realize like we have to do something here. I mean, I know
Hmm.
I'm new to the
Right.
industry, but God has given me a passion and He's given me resources to be
Okay.
able to make a difference. And I'm just hoping that other production companies in this area just start, hey, get the people here. You don't have to go to Atlanta, get the person to fly them here. We
Right.
have, resources here. I mean, a ton of amazing actors here. Like, reach out
Right.
to your own,
Hmm.
versus going to get the big names. How are the individuals here in this area going to get the big names when nobody's giving them an opportunity? Why not make it DMV where they're from?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because when you say that, I think that probably falls with producers as well. They want to get that show, they want people to know their show. And what if they have that name,
Right,
on
right,
there, they feel like, oh, people are they're gonna watch, they're gonna see that I'm good at what I do,
right,
and things like that, instead of really wanting to build. They want it already built,
right,
and they just get in it.
right,
Yeah.
right. And so, I mean, sometimes like you have to crawl before you walk.
Yeah. Hmm.
Idris started off doing smaller things and building his career. You got
Right.
to start somewhere, and that's like my goal. Like I want to help them start here and then see them progress.
Right.
But we've built them here, given
Hmm.
them opportunities here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's why I have so much respect for and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Trey Chaney.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Hmm.
worked with Trey.
you
Yeah.
work with
I
Trey.
was his mom in Thanksgiving roast. I
Oh,
played his mother.
okay, yeah. So you're familiar with him, and his story of being literally one of the only characters to make all 5 years of The Wire,
Right.
which a lot of people's opinion is one of the greatest TV shows ever. And like literally being broke 6 months later after that
Right.
show.
Right.
Right.
And he just chose to go on this independent grind, both with his music and his acting. And ironically, he lives down in the Atlanta area now. But he, his grind like is impeccable right now. And you would think that because of his name and because of his past accolades, that he could kind of sit back and let things come to him, but that's not
That's not the case.
not the road that he's taken, and it's definitely not the case. And so, he started his, Cheney Vision Entertainment, thing that he's doing. And like, if you go on like Tubi or if you go on like Amazon Prime,
Mm-hmm.
it's all over the place,
Yep.
Right.
literally all over the place. But you have to have, like you just said, that's so important. You have to crawl before you can walk. You
Yeah.
can't be Denzel Washington overnight.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, I'm new. So,
Yeah.
but I know what God has put in my heart to do. And because I
Right.
know He put it in my heart, I know He's going to bring it to pass. And I know that DMV is going to be one of those glamorous cities as Hollywood. I mean, historically, of course, Hollywood is like everything. But as
Yeah.
we know, times change. It's time for new.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
I
And
appreciate
yeah.
that thought process because it's been much needed. And now we just need some people in the music part of it as well to realize that they don't have to keep going
Right.
everywhere. But at the same time, with all of that being said, we have to support those movements that are coming out of this.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go.
Support the movements that are coming out. I see pretty much on a daily basis the frustration of a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of understand why they make the move. But just because you make the move doesn't always mean that you're going to get the support.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
And that
important.
brings, I'm sorry, that based on this conversation, I was just thinking about LA and, New York, Atlanta, pulling the people from here.
Hmm.
There was a guy I work with named Michael Barney. He lives in California. He's one of the music producers for Rihanna. And he wrote a film that he wanted to do. He came here and he sent out auditions and stuff, and all of his cast was here, so he came here to film a film called Sermons. I don't know, Antoine, if you've seen it. I put the trailer on my on Facebook, but he came here and got the actors that he needed, and he filmed it here, and then he's gone back to California to get it together there. But
Hmm.
that's what needs to happen. Like, the producers come here, film here, and use the talent here.
Right.
And if companies like myself build them up, give them the experience to put on their reel and have that experience, it's like a win-win.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for the DMV.
And
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, and people have to understand that you're not going to be in the Lion King on your first movie necessarily.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to get, you know, a Hollywood blockbuster the first
Right.
time. And that's why I love people like, you know, like a Teresa Davis or a Keston Dakota, who, you know, do a lot of work locally and literally use all local people
Mhm.
in their
Yeah.
film. You know, it'll get out there. If it's meant for you to be
Yeah.
Right.
in Bad Boys 10, you're going to be in Bad Boys 10. But you got to
Right.
start somewhere first.
Exactly.
Go
Right.
ahead, Elenia.
No, I was going to just ask, you know, we're talking about this and, you know, and I know you have a lot of things as part of your credit of doing. So can you tell, you know, kind of tell us how are you, you know, what things are you doing to really embody that here in Baltimore, you know, because you know, I thought I heard you say that your company, you know, your company. So, you know, I just wanted to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, so TMD Productions, what we do primarily is we write films and we produce films. So we're actually writing and putting in the work and putting it out for you know, individuals to audition for. And with that, you know, given opportunities to, you know, inexperienced actors to have an opportunity, you know, to audition for a film, be in a film or be, you know, part of the crew, you know. Also with the you have the ability to be able to get scholarships, acting scholarships, so that you can get the actual coursework built into learning how to be an actor versus, you know, and also getting the experience.
Right.
And then we also help like with the headshots to get, that's like a calling card in acting. So, you know, the production company pays for those things to try to build them up. And of course they have to write, well, not essays, but make like a 2-minute video on why they deserve, you know, to receive these scholarships. And then we hold it as if it's a real production. You have to have, you know, your headshots, your reels, or in your resume. And if you don't have that, create something, be creative to show us who you are. And just helping them also build confidence, because I've had a number of people who have auditioned for my last film who were not confident, you know, and I saw that during the audition. So I had them audition for a bigger role, you know, to build that confidence. And it brought out more because they're like, oh my gosh, she believes in me. This lady hasn't met me, you know, I'm auditioning, but she's pushing me. So, you know, and I've seen it work, and they're going on to bigger and better things. Example, I have a young man, Patrick Bean, who came in, auditioned for like a extra role. I pushed him to, you know, audition for the supporting role. He got it and he killed it. And you will see that in October. Now he's one of the leads on my feature film.
Nice.
You know, so it's about building, you know, individuals up who want to do this, but they don't have the confidence. So I'm like, hey, I'm giving them an opportunity to show what you got, and they could be the next Idris, better, you know, Viola Davis, or better. So yeah,
people have to always understand when you go into an audition, you're not just auditioning for the role that you want, because you can go in there and you can do something and you may not, the role might not be for you, but there may be another role.
It's called not booking that role. It's called booking the room.
The room, exactly.
Yeah, you're booking the room. And that happened with me. I auditioned for a role in Atlanta when I first started acting. I didn't get that particular role, but they called me back for another role.
Gotcha.
So I made such an impression on them during that audition for something else that I put a memory in their mind to say, hey, remember the individual, remember Tercola, let's put her in that role. So it's booking the room. And we learned that at McKinnon Acting School, putting a plug in there for them.
And just to piggyback on the Trey Chaney thing, because I know when he originally auditioned for The Wire, he auditioned for the role of Weebay. And I can't picture Trey ever playing Weebay
at all.
They liked him so much in that audition that they actually added a character to the show for him, because his character of Poop wasn't in the original script, but they liked him so much that they actually wrote, you know, him into the show. Like, he ended up being one of the only people to last the entire 5 seasons.
Yeah,
make sure that you go in there understanding that you might want the lead role or you might want to be this, that, and the third, but you're literally auditioning for every role that may be available. And if you do good enough, they'll create a role for you.
Right. And I know I'm on the small level right now, but individual came to me when I auditioned for my first film. She auditioned for a certain role, but it the other person fit the role more, but we created a role for her because we saw the talent that she had. And it's like, hey, new actor, never acted before, but we saw that, and it's like, let's create a role for her to give her experience so she can get her resume going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We have to make sure we put her information so that when someone watches this, they can go back to her, company and keep up with, opportunities to interview and to, audition rather.
Yes.
Audition.
Yes.
And this is Tmd Productions, not to be confused with TD Productions, which we also have here in Baltimore. Shout out to my sister Teresa Davis, who does a lot of independent films and shows. Okay. So it's really dope to see, you guys doing this and just creating these opportunities, man.
Yeah, we had a meet and greet on Saturday with a couple of films that I'm in, and we showed a scene from Strip from Insanity, and one of the individuals got up and said to see individuals from the DMV, African Americans specifically, come together like that and make great content in this area just made his heart smile. And to see that. And I don't know if you noticed, Antoine, I congratulate everyone on here. I share because if
you do,
we don't support each other, who's going to support us?
Exactly.
So I'm all about sharing. You may not be able to financially do something, but you can share and get the information out. Someone who's able to financially support will see it. You could possibly see it and say, hey, I want to support. So I'm just all about supporting and to just, it's like I said, I miss so much talent out here. Just so much, So yeah.
And it's good that you have that desire because, as we said before, it's just so easy to get lost in the numbers and the glitz and you're like, there's nothing here. It's very easy to say there's nothing here because I'm not going to lie. I even thought that. I'm like, oh, man, what am I going to do here? No one's going to pay me any attention, this, that, and the third. But that's the thing.
Make them pay attention.
Make them pay attention. There you go.
That's my motto. You make them pay attention.
Yeah.
Especially if you know that God is giving you something to do. He's going to give it to you. Trust me. He's going to give you the things that you need to make it come to pass.
Right.
So it's like you got to make them pay attention to you.
Right.
And to me, it's like everyone compares people to Tyler Perry. And I remember a couple of years ago, I put on Facebook, there's more Tyler Perrys out here. And we need to start promoting and pushing those and, and supporting them as much as we can because there are a lot of Tyler Perrys out here, even better.
Right. Yeah. No, and you're saying it right. I think we discredit ourselves.
We
do.
Yeah,
we
do.
Really do. And I do commend you for giving those opportunities. And, and with that, I do have a question. So do you also connect with local colleges, their programs at their theater programs and things like that for either crew members or any actors or anything like that?
Yes. So for the current feature film that we're doing, we're filming that in PG County, and we are in conversations with some of the universities out there to get interns, to get individuals to work on set as crew, to get us, especially those in the arts department, and especially University of Maryland because that's where I graduated from. So we PG County, Bowie's, Bowie's State, University of Maryland, things of that nature. Just trying to get those individuals who are studying the arts, to try to give them an opportunity to get that experience. So yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is exciting.
Shout out to my sis Queen Fiend that's tuned in. You mentioned Strip from Insanity, and I just happen to have the trailer loaded, so we got to talk about that a little bit because it's a lot going on.
I know.
It's a lot going on in that trailer, and
Yeah.
I love trailers that make you want to see the movie. Like I watched the
Mhm.
Wakanda Forever trailer earlier today, and I was like, oh my
Mhm.
god, I can't wait till this
I
Oh
drop.
know
my
that's
gosh. I know,
insane.
me too. It's
Yo, I can't wait till
crazy.
this drop.
Yeah.
This Strip from Insanity trailer, it's a lot going on. Talk a little bit about this movie, man, because I'm like, yo.
Okay, so Strip from Insanity, unfortunately, is true. It's true events that's happened in my life, in my past life, that
Ah,
I wanted to put it into dramatization. And it's basically I went through domestic violence for 10 years,
Mm.
and in order to get out of the abuse, I tried to commit suicide.
Mm.
So Strip from Insanity comes from me. I was in the mental hospital because of that, and I kept hearing the word insanity, insanity, insanity. And then when I got out, I started to think about just being stripped, and God was putting this in my heart and my mind, but as a book,
Mm.
um, called Strip from Insanity. But the thing is, I tried to write the book and I couldn't write. It's like the words wouldn't come out. I felt stuck, and I just kept
Right.
praying. And it's like God was saying, well, you're not stripped yet.
Mm.
How can you say talk about being stripped from insanity if you still got some things that
Right.
you haven't let go of?
Right.
So I battled with writing the book and writing the book. And then one day I was sitting in my room and God brought it back to my memory. Mind you, I have been writing in my journals for those 10 years. I had so much material. So everyone is surprised that this is a short film and not a feature film or a series, because I have
Right.
so much to write about.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave it to me, gave it back to me. But I still was going through the healing, going through everything. So when I got into acting, and developed as an actress, it was like God was like, it's time to
Mm-hmm.
put it into film
Nice.
versus the book.
Right.
So even through going through this process of producing the film, it was healing for me.
Mm.
And it broke a lot of stuff that I thought was gone, but they were just tucked deep, deep in,
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, to the point where I am completely stripped. And I really believe that's why the success is behind it, because it's ministry. It's not about dollars, it's not
Right.
about glam.
yeah.
It's ministry, which is TMD. I don't care about the money. And you can speak to anyone that knows me, that's close to me, interview them. They will tell you from my mouth that I've told them this is all ministry. It's
Right.
not about entertainment. I'm expecting the individuals and the actors who are in Strip from Insanity and everything else that I produce to get a Grammy. And I
Mm.
want to be sitting there in the audience cheering them on, like, yes, God, we did this.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but Strip from Insanity is just it's a short version of my life,
Mm-hmm.
but it also shows the strength, and the comeback
Oh yeah.
that took place. And I wanted to touch individual lives. I've partnered with 6 domestic violence organizations from this, who will come to my movie premiere. We just want to help
Right.
individuals get out
Yeah.
of those situations and be able to begin anew.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Um, Go ahead, Elena. You had something?
No, I was just
That was a
no,
weird.
and the reason why I'm just feeling it because I can just imagine because I'm also a survivor as myself. So like when you were talking, I'm like, it's such a process and people don't even realize the
Yeah.
process. And we each heal differently.
Yeah.
And when you said that stripping, and I just was stripped literally
Mm.
a year ago, and you're talking about something that happened like in 2011.
Yes.
I'm just being
Yes.
strict. And
Yes.
because I was asked to write a chapter
Mhm.
in an anthology, and so when you were talking, I said she's right. It's like you do these little things and it just
Yeah.
don't seem to mesh right. You know, you think you're healed, but
Right.
as I was writing it and putting it on the paper, doing it the way that my gift is,
Yes.
it just flowed like water. Flowed like water.
Yeah, because you
So I
think you're
truly,
healed. Yeah, you think you're healed, and then
mhm.
something will trigger,
Yes.
you
Yep.
know, or just you're like you said, you just feel like things are just not meshing.
Mission. Mm-hmm.
But when you finally, with me, just let God really begin the healing
Yeah.
process.
Yep. Yep.
So even in that sense, you know, I know this is not a relational conversation, but even in that sense, when I'm being healed from this situation, it seems like it's opening up my heart more to love my husband even more,
There you go.
because
Yeah.
it's like the walls are coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember, he's not going to do the things that
Right.
this individual did. You know what I mean? So the more that I was healing, the more I was loving
Mm-hmm.
on the person that deserves my love. Not to say
Right.
that the individual didn't, but you know, I'm holding back from my husband
Right.
because I'm not completely healed from over here.
Right.
You know, so I noticed as that process began, you know, of healing began, I was able to like just like lay in my husband's arms, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
And be free to do that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So this process was not just about making a film, by no
Mm-hmm.
means, because I went through, you know, spiritually in writing this, because those demons tends to come back up, you know,
Right.
and then
Mm-hmm.
I had to go back and look at those journals
Yeah.
and read my
Right.
journals of like, at this point, I'm like, I can't believe I dealt with that type of
Right.
attitude. Yeah. So, you
Right.
know,
Yep.
it wasn't for fame. It wasn't for
Mm-hmm.
money purposes, you know.
Right.
It was just to say, hey, God said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men. If I just say, hey, you know, God got me through this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I didn't know what was going to happen the next day or anything like that, but give him a
Right.
chance, you know, and
Right.
just get out of this. Love yourself enough to get out of it, you know,
Right.
alive,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Tyler Perry did it.
yeah. See,
Tyler Perry did it. The
he
same
did
way.
it, you
So
know.
I truly understand and I can respect it. Antoine, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take
I
you.
was, I was gonna,
I was feeling it.
I was gonna thank her for her transparency
Yeah.
before you spoke, but then she brought so much more afterwards that you know I'm gonna thank her now even more because I love people, you know, come here and are willing to open up and be real and honest about you know the stuff
Yeah.
that they've gone through, and especially when it leads to something like stripped from insanity.
Yeah.
I just commend you for that willingness. We had Selena. I'm not sure if you were there when we had Selena. If you were here when we had Selena Polk on, she did the movie Afraid of the Dark.
Oh, afraid,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually watched that movie over the weekend, and there's a lot going on in that movie too. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But you know, people that go through domestic violence, man, I feel like at some point they can get to a fork in the road,
Mm-hmm.
and it can either be a healing process if they find something that helps them heal, or it can be something that you know, unfortunately, they may take to the grave with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they have that opportunity to find whatever it is, you know, whether you want to sing about it, whether you want to write about it,
Yeah.
whether you want to do a movie, whether you want to go stand up on Federal Hill butt naked and just yell to the world and say,
Right.
that gets you to that point, you know,
Right.
that, you know, and I wish that more men would be willing to be transparent because
Yeah.
domestic violence isn't just a man on woman thing.
Nope.
Yep.
It's a woman on men
No.
thing.
Mhm.
A woman named Lady Blue who used to put on an event every year called 50 Shades of Blue because blue, I believe, is the color of domestic violence. if I'm not mistaken, or The Color of Healing from
It's
Domestic
called,
Violence.
yeah, purple
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Purple
Mhm.
is it? Yeah.
The
Maybe
domestic
it was
violence.
purple. Maybe it was purple. One of those colors.
Mhm.
And she used to have a guy that used to come out, and he was a victim of domestic violence, and he would come out and tell his story. And I promise you that his story was just as gripping, if not more gripping and more emotional than the women that were telling their stories. And it's kind of like you're sitting up there. We don't always look at the man as the victim because, you know,
Right.
95% of the time you hear about the woman that's the one on, you know,
Yeah.
and that perspective from a man's point of view is mind blowing.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
So he hasn't gotten to the point that I know of, like writing a book, but he literally travels around the country and talks about it, you know.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the guy's name, but it's just awesome to hear his story. So I just salute it that goes through, you know, those kind of situations. But I'm gonna get into this trailer, man, because like earlier, I looked at this trailer and I was like, whoa. And this is definitely one of those things that makes me want to go and check out the movie. So let's get into the trailer for Stripped from Insanity.
Okay.
It's full screen.
And at the same time, I loved him. Or I thought I loved him.
I love you too.
Were you saying that AJ was playing? I didn't have to until after we got married. I love so hard. God, why do I love so hard? There was something about him that wouldn't allow me to leave.
AJ got problems.
I actually told the individual Sterling who plays AJ, I said, we're gonna have to have security walk you out of the movie theater.
Those women gonna be so mad at him.
It's so funny that you said that. Isn't it amazing how when we watch shows or we watch a movie, we can't understand the fact that that person's just acting.
Listen, seriously, I had a conversation with Tessa, my friend Olivia, who plays Tessa in Stripped from Insanity, and she said, you know, sis, we really got to talk to Sterling about how him playing this role, you know, has it affected him, and plus we have to, you know, talk to individuals and say, hey, we have to make a disclaimer after they see this movie. Sterling is Sterling. He is not AJ.
Right.
Please
do not attack him.
Right.
Please.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie Low Down Dirty Shame?
Yes.
Gary Wayans. You remember the scene when Jada Pinkett punched the guy in the face from the soap opera because
she was mad.
She thought it was real, you know. And we tend to do. I know, like for me, watching Sisters, you know, those people hating. I want to fight him in real life, you know, because the things that he's doing on this show, and it's like Tercola, remember, that's he's an actor. That's not him in real life, you know. But yeah, we tend to do that. We take that, you know, to the heart.
You made a great point because you said that you also have to remember how he comes through this role.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as an actor, especially if you're a good actor, you really take time to be in character. And I've heard actors say that like they're literally in character almost 24 hours a day. So to be, you know, that person that's in this movie and doing what I think is going to be a lot, you know what I mean? That has to take a little bit of a toll on him as well. And that's something I don't think realize.
As well as Tessa, because Tessa played the role of me.
Right.
You know, of my person. So we talked a lot as she tried to, you know, as she began to dive into who I was, and going to spaces mentally for her. She said took prayer. And she said she had to, you know, really stay in a place of quiet and prayer, because to portray the pain that I was going through, especially at that moment when I tried, you know, thought about suicide and was attempting to do, you know, commit suicide. She portrayed those roles, you know. So, and like you've seen on there, the gun situation, she had to get into a mental place. So you can see the outer perimeter, you know, of the emotion. And as you will see, she is amazing. But she said she had to get into a different headspace and not to bring that part of her role home, because it does take a toll on you. Yeah.
Right.
So with that being said, what was it about Tessa that made you know that she was the right person?
God showed her to me, just that way. And then this is amazing, because I knew it was God. The way everything happened for this film, I have been in films with Stephanie Olivia Q, who plays Tessa, and when I started to write this with my co-writer, God would show me her, and then He would show me individuals who were going to assist me. And she said when she saw the casting, I always share everyone's casting. She didn't know it was mine. I didn't say anything, and she didn't apply for it. And all of these really good people who were applying for it, and I was like, ah. So then she said it disappeared on her. She couldn't find it when she decided she was going to audition, but she was going to audition for another role. And she said God told her to audition for Tessa. And when I saw she submitted, I called her. I was in the McDonald's driveway. I called her and I was like, Stephanie, I said, you submitted for Strip from Insanity. She was like, yeah. How did you know that? I said, it's my film. And she was like, what? I said, God showed me that it was you that was supposed to have this role. And she said that she wasn't going to submit for it. She was going to submit for something else. And she said God spoke to her and said, submit for Tessa. That's how I knew that this was all God. And then, I mean, other people started coming to me, and, you know, and people who I know really meant, like, God wanted me to contact you. And I didn't know why, you know, for certain things. A lady who did my makeup for free, she said, but God, I need the money. She needed the money.
Right.
And she said, but God impressed upon her to call me, reach out to me. And she became the makeup artist. And now she has received more jobs doing makeup on set,
of course,
for films because of this. Yeah. And now she's going to be my makeup artist for my feature film, in which she will be getting paid. So, yeah, this is like a all God. He just used me. I was just a willing vessel, I guess.
Right.
You know.
So what I want to do is, before we start talking about this feature film that you have coming up, because I do want to touch on that a little bit.
Okay.
What I want to do is, and we'll have to make it on a Monday so that Aline is available to be on the show.
Okay.
I know that October the 1st, I believe, is the date.
Yes. Saturday, October 1st. It's 2 shows because it's a short film. It's a 5 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. show.
Okay.
And it's at the Hoyt's West Nursery Cinema.
Oh, Nursery Road. Nursery Road, that's right down the way. So, but what I was getting at was, I'm going to have to look at my calendar, and if I have to change something around, I will. But the Monday before the premiere, I want to bring you back along with a couple of actors from the movie. And on the show. So,
okay, perfect.
Yeah, we'll do it on Monday. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. I'm on vacation in September. Don't come for me.
I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. But yeah, I definitely want to bring you guys back up.
Okay.
I want to talk to them and talk about their process of going
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll definitely make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, I'm
That's
excited.
awesome.
And it's right down Nursery Road. Yo, that's nice.
I love it out there. It's so beautiful. I was like, and it's a hotel across the street. I was like, yes, that's where I'm staying.
So is this like a whole weekend or a whole night plan? Like, what do you have planned for that?
So for that weekend, because of the fact my father said that something like this was going to happen for me, he passed last year. So he passed suddenly. So it wasn't like a preparation thing or anything.
Right.
He was like everything, and one of my biggest supporters. So I'm from North Carolina, so some of my family is coming up. So we got a block of hotel rooms for them to come. So it's going to be a party after that, you know,
Nice.
especially because that's what my dad would do. He parties for anything. So, but you know, with him not being here, they probably know it's going to be very difficult for me.
Yeah.
So I have family coming up on Friday from North Carolina, and they're staying at the hotel and to come and support me. So I started out with the smaller theater, but then my cinematographer was like, Tercola, really? Like, yeah, you need to get the bigger one. So we got the 350 seater theater. So, but yeah, it's a big thing for us, for my family, coming from where we come from. You know, it just, I'm the first person in my family to do this. So, you know, it's a big thing for us.
Okay, so now I'm about to go. So is there gonna be like a red carpet stuff going on?
It's a red carpet.
So how do we at Access Granted get involved with the red carpet? How do we get tickets? How do we? Come on now, I got
you.
I didn't know this was going this route. I thought this was on, you know, like I thought this was gonna be on like Amazon Prime or something like that. I didn't know we was.
I'm doing this like this is my Grammys. I mean, you know, I'm not promised next. You know, I'm not promised to be here the day after this. I'm going to do it up, and it's a short film. Who cares?
Right.
Make them pay attention.
Okay.
She said it.
She said it. I feel like she meant that too.
Yeah. So it's red carpet. You know, this is a celebration for us. This is not about me. You know, this is healing, but this is going to be healing for so many other people.
Right.
So let's celebrate ahead of time.
Right.
For, you know, someone being healed from this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will talk to you offline about some stuff.
I got you. I got both of you guys.
Yes. Phil, I was going to say, make sure I get it.
Yes.
Mountain.
Listen. I got my VIP section. Short film or not.
Yes.
Near Baltimore or not. Look, I got VIP.
Yes.
You know, everyone is VIP to me. You know, everyone is special. They're taking time out for this, you know.
Don't make me get dressed up for a good time.
Ain't nothing where my husband going to be like, really, love? I can put on my tux.
Look, can you stay out late? Because we have an after party too.
Yes, indeed.
Look, block that out on here though. Well, we are having an after party.
Okay. But that after party is not for everybody, so you're not
right.
You have to be invited, y'all.
Right.
Those details will be given off air.
Off air.
We understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great though. Thomas Leahy, salute to you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Got to get you up here one of these days too, Thomas.
He was on my set. He came and supported me. He came and support. Listen, they looked out for me. Yeah, Tom, he came. He helped me out. He got some stuff for the film. He sure did. Took his time, his free time, and came on set and helped in the heat.
Wow.
I mentioned Teresa Davis earlier, and I've been in a few of her productions, and Tom is always like this real smooth detective that comes through, you know what I'm saying? And he does his little investigations and all of that kind of stuff. And that's the way that I met him. And we actually talked a while ago through social media, and I did say that I wanted to get him on. And he said anything after 10 p.m. is past his bedtime. So we come on at 7, so I can take a our show and be asleep by 10 o'clock. So
he's amazing. He's an amazing individual. I mean, when I first met him, I thought he was so cool, and I always tease him when he wears hat backwards, and I can see his tattoo. I'm like, oh, Tom.
Oh,
Okay.
oh. Okay, she put some stuff out there I ain't know.
But
When
Tom,
he's in character,
he's
so I don't
amazing.
see backwards hat in the tattoo.
He's
always
amazing. I
but
mean,
I've
just
had the opportunity because you know how long the day can be on a movie set. It's like 50 hours. And I've actually had a chance to just sit back and watch Tom like in action doing some filming. And yeah, he's dope.
So imagine him coming on the set and he's not supposed to be on your set. He could be home doing anything. He came on my set.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's really, really cool guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He says he appreciates you. We appreciate you too, man. I'll talk to you soon, bro. We got to get you up here. Let's get into this feature film that you've mentioned a few times. You haven't said it yet.
So I have 4 minutes before my computer restarts, but can I switch over to my cell phone?
Absolutely.
All right. But we can still talk. I'm gonna just get you on here.
Yeah, if we can transition it, just let me know when you get ready to switch.
Okay, I'm switching now. About to click in.
I'll just take the. I'll take that down so that it's a smooth transition. Deneen Ratchford, sis, what's up? Long time no see. My Preston Street State Office Building crew. It's all up in the building.
That's all right. You got people coming out tonight.
Yeah. I mean, when you have celebrities and on the show.
Yeah. Baltimore is supporting today. Come on.
They tend to pop up a little bit more.
Yeah, they are supporting very good. I'm proud.
Alenia, because we didn't do it earlier, while she's in the process of transition.
Yeah, let me transition.
Talk about your show. We got to talk about
it. Well, y'all know I went on vacation, so I took a vacay.
Come on back. Come on back.
And act like I'm grown now.
Right.
All right, so yes. So I know I keep like dangling little trinkets, getting everything together. But you
talk about apples and all that.
Yes, and now we go into some Googles and so we have decided to do some things different. I like going on vacation because it allows you to think it through. So I'm able to see things a lot clearer. So I am looking at definitely September. Yes. First week of September. It is going to hit hard. There's going to be episodes already up. So I cannot wait. You're going to start seeing some of the advertisement come out. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. And also, I don't want people to forget about the Joy Nook Book Club because y'all, we have some spaces open for those authors out there that are interested in being interviewed. So, head on over to YouTube or to What Women Are Thinking Network on Facebook. You'll find episodes there.
What's up? Shout out to my man DJ Joe Storm in the building. Tercola, you look like a totally different person from this view. I don't know.
Like she changed. That's because she did this. She said,
like a totally different person from this view. Hold on, what was that? What was that popping in the background? Okay. Say that again.
Is that better?
No, you just look like a totally different person. Like it's the angle.
Oh, okay.
I know it.
My computer needed to restart, so.
Odessa Rose, shout out to you too. Alenia, I don't know if you know Miss Odessa would be a great person to have on your show.
Okay.
To connect. She's awesome. Let's talk about this feature film that you have coming up.
Okay, sure. So Feathers is based on Psalms 91:4. He will cover you with his feathers. So the movie is about 3 different families that are struggling with their faith. They're struggling, with infidelity and things of that nature, real life issues. And what's happening is their faith is dwindling and things are just going on to the point where they don't understand why God is taking them through so much. So things are just happening. are fighting within the family. Things are just happening, and they have angels watching over them, but they don't know. And they meet in the emergency room. So it's one death, unexpected death, one emergency room, one attempted suicide, and one tragedy takes place in one night.
Wow.
And I'm gonna have boxes of tissues. Yeah. It's one of those feel-good movies. It's a movie that shows that God is real. It's in a drama, but it's real. No matter what you're going through, God has you. You just have to go to Him.
Right.
And trust Him, and just talk to Him.
Right.
And He will cover you with His feathers. So the title actually came to me in a dream one night, and I didn't understand what it meant, and I started to write. And then I started to write about these families and different things they were going through and how I struggled with my faith. So I pulled some true events out when I was struggling with faith and, just didn't understand why I was going through the things that I was going through. But God had a plan for that. So some of the events, kind of took from my life, and I reached out to my pastor. And when I told her about the dream and I told her about the title of the dream that I had, she went to the Bible. That scripture came to her, and she went to the Bible, and to Tercola, it says, and He will cover you with His feathers. And it just all made sense. And then started to write the story.
Yeah.
So we started filming that in October. And we actually submitted to the PG Film Grant to apply for a grant for our film. And we actually was awarded a substantial amount to start October.
Nice. So you're going to be doing movie premiere, short film, movie premiere, and then going right into taping.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm a lead in another feature film as an actress.
You said she was busy.
And it's crazy because as she was sitting here talking about what that movie was about, I was just thinking about the trailer that we just showed, and then what this trailer for Feathers is going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big trailer person. A trailer can make me want to see a movie, or it can make me say,
Right.
I see it when it comes on Netflix or, Redbox or whatever the case may be. And again, this sounds like this is something that's kind of personal, and it's really gonna hit home for. So I would be interested to see how you go about picking your cast for this film as well.
So all of the main cast have been selected already.
Okay.
I'm having auditions this Thursday and Monday for additional cast members that I needed. So
What you need?
But I do have other roles that I need to cast as well. Some extra roles. I need some individuals to play as gang members, because it's drama in this one. I mean, I know Strip from Insanity is drama, but this one has multiple subject matters of drama. Let's say that, yeah.
I'm 52 years old. I can't get into the gang thing.
You're portraying as a gang member, though.
I know. I don't know if I can.
OG.
I could be like
OG that just sits there and make demands.
I could be like the OG guy in the Shah, because he just raw. I could be like him, but yeah, that would be interesting. And you
some heavy topics, some very heavy topics. Do you see yourself ever doing something on a comedic level at all?
Yeah.
It's interesting that you said that.
Oh, come back. Where'd you go?
There she is.
I took you off of my cell phone. My computer is better, so I put it on that.
You gotta warn me when you're doing that.
We were like, And
I'm sorry. Okay, I was
Sorry.
simultaneously doing it like, okay, it's not going to be a break or anything. So, I'm back. This is better for me on the laptop. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry. Ask the question again.
So I was asking, since you're doing such heavy topics, have you thought about doing something that's more comedic?
Yes.
Nature.
So the next film I have after Feathers is called If Only. It's a dramedy.
Okay.
So that film is about 4 women. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the movie 13 Going on 30.
Yes.
How she reverted back. You know,
Uh-huh.
she wanted to be an adult, you know, and all of that. So
Mhm.
she had her dream come true. So with this one, it's about 4 young women who grow up together. Oh my God, they have these dreams, you know, of making it big and doing different things. And well, life happened. And none of those dreams, you know, came true. However, they go back to their 25-year-old reunion and they all sit at the table thinking about, oh my God, we had such big dreams. And one of the young ladies will say, you know, if only we can go back
Right.
and be given another opportunity, you know, to reach our goal or have our dreams. So they're given an opportunity to go back as their younger selves and make different choices and make better decisions. And it has a lot of like aha moments. Like if I would have
Mhm.
just went to Bible study with my grandmother instead of going to this party, I wouldn't have got raped.
Right.
So it's things like that.
Mhm.
But it's allowing them to make better decisions so they can have a better outcome. But it's
Okay.
comedy too.
Mhm.
We have one individual young lady who reminds me of Melissa McCarthy. She's funny.
Yeah.
So we have a young lady like that in there she's hilarious. And this one is very diverse. I'm having different nationalities in this one, just to make it diverse. And it's a lot of comedic turns in that particular film, and it's called If Only.
Okay. Nice. So how far out do you start casting?
About 2.5 months prior.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I do that for the purpose of being able to find the right fit,
Mhm.
then having Zoom auditions after they submit. And then I record the auditions and submit it to the team that I have. And if we want to bring someone else back, and then have enough time for them to get the script, to go over the script, study
Right.
the script, and then prepare for table reads.
Gotcha.
So that takes a little, you know, a process to be able to do.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh my gracious. Woo!
God bless anybody that goes through that process, man.
Listen, Strip from Insanity was my first. I got over 250 submissions.
Wow.
And I reviewed every single one by myself, and I responded to every single email. And then if you did not get an audition, I responded to you and let you know why you did not get the audition, what you can work better on. Yes, I may not be don't have the longevity, but I know talent.
Right.
And I'm not gonna not tell you what you can work on, or maybe try this or maybe try that. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my opinion because you auditioned for this.
Right.
And then I also, when I do the Zoom auditions, if they do not get the role, I will also send them an email, let them know, you know, hey. So I respond to everyone.
That's
Every
wonderful.
single one. Because I know sometimes, you know, as an actress, I want to hear feedback. And I know that's not possible, but I'm gonna make them pay attention. I'm doing
Right.
things differently.
Right.
So
I've been in some roles where I've had a script that I've had to learn, for like a play or whatever. But I've also been in some situations where Teresa Davis, I'm gonna put her on the spot since she was the one that did it, called me and said, hey, I want you to do this. And you pop up that day and it's like action and you go. And I just commend anyone that has that ability to just get in character with however much prep time you have or don't have. Because you're not always going to have 2 or 3 months to learn a role. You know what I mean? Like, you guys that do acting, y'all a different breed, man. Y'all are a different.
They come from a different cloth.
It's yeah, exactly. Y'all are whole different because I always think back to Tommy Davidson,
Mm-hmm.
when he was on Martin, and how they always talk about how 90% of the stuff that they did was ad libs.
Mm.
And if you watch, and this is when they had Jodeci on the show, and Martin came down and busted in on Jodeci.
Oh yeah.
But before that, Tommy Davidson and Martin were at the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
That whole radio station scene was ad lib.
Wow.
People
Yeah.
don't realize that. And if you ever go back and you watch that episode, you'll see Martin Lawrence holding in laughs because he didn't know
right.
that Tommy Davidson was about
to say. Yeah.
The Lake Varnell and the catfish are delicious and all of that. Like,
Right.
you have to have a certain talent in order to be able to. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time to learn the script.
Yeah.
But then even once you have that script down to perfection in your mind,
Yeah.
once you're on set and you're actually acting, stuff can go in a totally different direction. And you have to really have an amazing talent to just be able to just make that flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've had the privilege to work with individuals who use the script as a skeleton, and but they allow you the freedom to put you into the script, which makes it more natural. But in that making, the script fit you, they give you the liberties to add to what the storyline is. You pretty much, if you study the script, the flow of the script. So I've been blessed to be able to have the availability to be able to go in and add me to it, which it won't be word for word. You know what I mean? But if you've studied, it's easier for you to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And in a play setting, it's also easier for you to be able to, like, kind of have those mess ups, but not let people know that you messed up. Because
that happened.
I mean, and that happened a lot.
It happened in one of the plays that I was in. We forgot like a whole scene, and it was live. And shout out to Lorraine,
and I've been there. Yeah,
she saved us. She saved the play because everyone was lost. Because in the play, you're waiting for the line of the person before you to know when you're supposed to come on, but it was like a trickle down effect. The first person forgot, which made the next person forgot. So Lorraine, she saved us. She thought of something that was similar to what the scene was, and it kind of got people back on track. But we were completely lost. But the audience didn't know. We were even laughing on set on the play during the play when the crowd was like, "Oh, they're laughing too." So hey, just flow with it.
Yeah,
right.
I've been there. God,
but it's uncomfortable.
Rest in peace to my cousin Iris, Alenia, that Iris Meister.
Yes, Miss Iris.
I was on a play with her at St. Stephen's, and she totally forgot her lines. And I was kind of waiting for her lines because I knew that she was bringing me into some stuff. And he didn't bring me in. You got to figure out some ways to, and it's got to happen instantaneously. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People said the crowd can't know that you're messing up.
Something was going on.
Right.
You just gotta figure out a way to make that work, and that's a true talent. Like, everybody's not blessed with that ability. I'm sorry.
No.
There are some people that you can see when they're messing up, and something.
Read it on their face.
So I salute y'all for that. Odessa says, I am so impressed and inspired by the creative work coming from these two beautiful women. Thank you for your voices. And she also agreed. Teresa Davis will put you on a spot. Teresa will call you on a Tuesday and say, hey, I'm filming such and such and such and such.
Nice.
I need Thursday at 6:00. And you show up Thursday at 6:00 and you just go.
You go.
That happened to me last year. A friend of mine, someone dropped out or something happened. They called me on a Thursday and said, hey, can you be in this film on Friday? And I'm like, well, send me the script first so I can make sure, my brain can handle all of that.
Right.
And they sent it to me on Thursday. I learned that I filmed Friday and Sunday. And it wasn't a small script. But yeah, so that's happened to me before. And there was another situation. It was a play. They needed someone to fill in for a play in April. No, in June, actually. I was brought in April when everyone else had been practicing for the play since November. But I came in April, and I had to learn all of it because it was like a big role. And I managed to do that. And I just thank God for that, because that's not of me at all. So yeah.
You can say you killed it. Go ahead and tell it.
I did. And did.
Say you killed it. Don't be modest.
And I was able to play a church lady, so it kind of was easy.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of easy for me too. So
right. So I know we're kind of winding down, but I do have a question about like typecasting. Just understanding it. Is it like when you are dealing with smaller production companies, is it easy for, an actor or actress to get typecast because, they don't have as many options?
it is easy. And I'm for me, so I've worked with this production company. I'm not going to name them, but I love them dearly. They always put me in like a bougie role. And I'm like, I want to be something else. And I'm far from bougie, but they have kind of like put me in that role. So I'm like, well, I want to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they gave me an opportunity to do something different, and I was different. But people tend to get caught up in that when they see you. And to me, I don't see it as a bad thing, because if being typecasted is going to bring that money in, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's bringing in the fun, the financial thing, or if it's giving you, the access to different things that you may need, it's not really a bad thing. They just feel as though you are really good in this. You are phenomenal in this. This is, not who you are, but you can advance in this area, So I don't think it's necessarily like a bad thing that you're being typecast, but it can be. But I try to get people of the opposite of what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So you just made me look at Gabrielle Union in a whole different light, because I feel like Gabrielle plays the same role in everything.
She's good at it.
She's good at it. You just made me. You just gave me a different perspective of Gabrielle Union as an actress. Okay.
Yeah. She's excellent at what she does, and look how far it's brought her.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not always a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah. And I never looked at it from that way. I never looked at it that way.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, so we have Stripped from Insanity coming
October 1st. And I do want to say there's another film called The Pinnace that is written. I mean, it's by Thomas Leahy. I was in his film as well. And that is September 17th at Hoyt's.
Okay.
So,
yeah. We got to get Thomas up here.
Yes.
we got to get Thomas up here. That guy, that's my dude right there. And then we have Feathers Following.
And then I'll start working on If Only, but I'm also in another film called Starting Over Blues with Nikki Frazier, which is I'm playing Melissa, which is one of the leads in that film. I think it'll be out next year. I'm not exactly sure of the date, but of course I'll post it. And then I am playing in We the People. That movie is coming out the summer of 2023, and I'm telling you, that movie has to get a Grammy. It has to get an Emmy. It has to get something, an Academy Award. When you see this movie called We the People, I'm actually playing a young lady who's running for the mayor of Baltimore position. So, yeah. So that movie is, The Pinnace is going to be amazing. Like, all of these films are going to be so amazing, and it's showing the raw talent that DMV has.
You definitely have to keep me posted on that. I'm going to have to bring y'all back for that. I'm going to have to bring you back and whoever's in that. Y'all
Yes.
gotta be about that.
You're gonna have to have a calendar and put it and space it out so you.
Yeah.
We gotta have a talk about that.
Yeah. So I'll share with you, Antoine, off the video from We the People, because we had the meet and greet this weekend.
Okay.
I'm going to share it with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Some scenes. And the cool thing about that is we actually had one of the scenes we filmed in New York where Tommy and Ghost were and I think it's a couple of other main films that had scenes at that place in New York. So I mean, just things like that movie is going to be fire.
I'm looking forward to that for reasons that have nothing to do with you as an actress.
Listen, when I saw the scenes they showed on Saturday, and I'm in the film, I'm like, oh, this is about to be bananas. It's about to be bananas. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to Thomas. He says that the DMV is busy with a lot of great talent. And yes, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And yes, I will let you know, we're actually like into October booking shows right now. So I will talk to you and see when we can get you up. But for those people that are in the area, you know, actresses, actors, aspiring actors and actresses that be looking for some opportunities, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So I am on Facebook and Instagram, and I am Tercola Boutique. And it's the same on Instagram as well as Facebook. You could just send me a DM, send me your information. I'm easy to get in touch with, and I will talk to you for real.
Yeah, she replies. She replies.
Yeah, I will reply to you. I promise you.
It's really her. It's not somebody, it's not a representative. It's not
it's me.
It's really her.
It's me. I mean, because I do what I want to be done to me. You know what I mean? Like, if I want people to respond to me, so I'm going to respond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And any last words that you might just want to give, like inspirational, anything? Alenia, I'm sure, would love to be in a role. So what would be?
Oh no! I know what my gift is. Acting is not it. I'm the supporter. I'm the background singer.
Yeah, you sound like me now when it comes to singing. But anything that you would like to leave us with, Tercola?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say you're never too old to do anything. I started acting when I was 44. I'm 48 now. So, you're never too old to start. If it's, something that you want to do, step out there. Like, Alana said earlier, make them pay attention to you in a legal way, of course. Yeah. But make them pay attention to you, and don't be afraid. Like, if you have a goal, you have a dream, do your research, reach out, ask questions, ask me questions. If I don't know the answer, I will get it for you. Tom can tell you. If I don't know, I'm going to find out. I'm going to help you, and just find that team and circle that will support you, that will push you, that will tell you no, because they're looking out for you. And just trust God. Right. You have to trust in God. In this time that we're in now, you have to trust God. Don't be afraid to step out. Have faith, just believe in yourself. Right. Even if no one else believes in you, just believe in yourself. And be happy. Don't stress. Just be happy. Live life. Yeah, I'm so happy, and I don't have everything that I want. You know what I mean? It's like I need work. I work on myself. I'm not perfect, but I'm happy. Right. And you happy, and you can flow freely and be yourself. To me, it's like life is so much better. So yeah, just be free. Trust God and be free.
Y'all heard that.
I started doing radio when I was 44.
See?
Yeah.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Nothing.
I started writing at 50.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
started thinking to myself, man, where would I be now if I would have gotten into this 20 years? But it wasn't meant for me.
But you wasn't ready for it then.
It wasn't.
Life had to happen.
Life had to happen because that's how you're fueled now.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what pushes you now. Yeah.
Yep. It allows you to persevere.
Yeah. I thank God for everything that he brought me through to get me to this point. And, like I try to motivate people through Facebook when, I don't know if you've seen this, Antoine, when I said, thank God for the things that he didn't allow you to go through.
Yeah.
You have to think about that too.
Yep. Oh,
yeah. So thank God he didn't allow you to go left and get killed in his car accident, that you went right and you fussed because you went into traffic. Right. Think what he kept you from.
Right. Because you left out late.
Right. You mad. Right.
You mad.
Yeah.
I purchased a new truck a couple of months ago and I almost made an impulse buy and bought an Audi truck. And I thank God to this day that I didn't buy that truck. I already know.
That happened to me last year. I was going to buy a Mercedes and knowing that gas now, won't he do it?
It hurt your feelings. It would have hurt your whole feelings.
I like my 87.
No, that's right.
I like my 87.
That's right.
Those impulse buys be the worst. Those impulse buys are the worst. And I was that close. I'll put it on the camera. I was that close.
But he snatched you.
See, he snatched you.
Call me back.
Snatched you back.
Snatched you back. Won't he do it? I'm telling you.
Yeah. This has been fun, man.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking some time out to come and hang with us. And
I appreciate you guys too.
Yeah. I will definitely be in touch with you soon, like literally tomorrow, probably. Okay. So get scheduled for a couple of the cast members to come up before the strip from humanity joint drops.
Okay.
The door is always open when you got stuff going on. We will make sure that we can do everything. And now that I know that there's going to be an actual premiere, I plan on being right down on Nursery Road. That's right down.
Right down, yes.
Come down there and hang out. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, you definitely have to. It's really going to be a great night.
Sure.
I think lives are going to be touched. I'm having some domestic violence counselors there, just in case anyone, they're going to be there with pamphlets and a table, a resource table.
Right.
This is, and it's on the first day of Domestic Violence Month.
Yep.
So, And then on top of that, in October, I forgot to mention this, some of the domestic violence organizations that I reached out to are too far from Hoyt's, and then they wanted to bring participants. So what I decided to do was go take the movie there after the premiere. So I have a couple of days in October that I'm actually going to go and premiere the film actually at the centers, so the participants can view the movie as well.
Nice.
To make it like a popcorn night type deal.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you never know what may come from that, because this is a subject that's everybody, can go anywhere, all over the country, all over the world. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys.
I enjoyed you.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This was nice. Yay.
We try.
This was nice.
But we'll definitely be in touch, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. It was good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let me know that information when you get it, because if we're able to come down, we always are. I would like for my husband to kind of be part of some things. So that'll be nice.
I was just going to say I'm excited because I didn't know that she was debuting that in theaters like that. I thought that was one of the situations that kind of went straight to whatever platform. You know what I'm saying? So I will definitely come out and support that. So
So make sure I get that information too. Don't be playing with me.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. So I will definitely share it with you as soon as I get it, and I'll probably have it by tomorrow. So yeah, I'll definitely get it to you. Thanks to everybody, man. Thomas, Miss Odessa. I need to scroll back up to make sure.
Oh yeah, and Cece was on. Remember your wife's on
there. Cece, Kendra was on here, and there's a lot of people. They're just the only ones that commented. But thank you guys, man, for just tuning in tonight. I left my phone in my truck right before, because I went to the store right before I got on. So I don't have my calendar in front of me to pull up next week's guest, but we will be back next Monday. This Friday, I have Nicole Marie doing her a cappella and acoustic segment. I had her on as a guest a couple of months ago, and I'm really excited about having her on. So make sure that you guys tune in on Friday. Make sure that you continue to follow us on all of our social media stuff. Access granted everywhere at this point. Access granted the pod stream, access granted something. Linnea, give your information real quick.
Yes, you can follow me on YouTube at Alenia Renee. You see the name right there. Or you can also find me on Facebook at What Women Are Thinking Network. I am also there as well with the Joy Milk Book Club podcast. So if Antoine, please make sure you send me, it was Miss Odessa, if I could get her full, if you could just email me her full name, then that way I can find her and see if she would be interested in being a guest on the show. So
I will do you one better. I will put you guys in the group chat on Facebook. How's that?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
So Odessa, be on the lookout. All right, so that's it.
All right.
We appreciate everybody, man. I don't take it lightly when people take time out of there, especially Monday nights, because we're coming out of the weekend.
Yep.
It is when you go to work Mondays, and then Monday evening. I don't take it lightly when people come and hang out, and just tune in with us on Monday. So we appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week. Thank you all. Baltimore, put the guns down.
Yes, please.
Every week, put the guns down. We have to do better. And just keep our city in prayer, man. With that being said, we love you guys. We're out here. We'll see you next week.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.